up, everybody? This is King Robbie, the Let's Talk Shit Show, and we're live on ripradio.com. We're going to bring some interesting topics to you today, like black culture, being Mary Jane, black parenting, sex, all types of fun things for you to talk about and listen to us talk shit about. First, let me introduce my cast to you, starting with
Jay the Great,
and Keegan Rihanna.
What's up, everybody? Julius McFly.
Kale.
The Queen,
Marquise Valdez.
Shiz Langsky.
and my black ass, King Robbie. So, today we are going to bring to you our first topic about Miss Muffin and her bullshit ass pranks that she put on YouTube, displaying the black community in a negative light that gives other races reasons to talk shit about us. So, if you don't know what happened, Miss Muffin did a prank in a supermarket in New York City, where there were these two kids who were with her who were like eating food in the market. This guy approaches her and tells her that these kids were eating food that was unpaid for. She begins to address the child, and the child says to her, "Who the fuck are you talking to?" or something along those lines. As she begins to chastise him, they begin into a physical argument, and her daughter supposedly snatches her blonde wig off. Right. And did like a little crisscross on her hands in the market. So, in the midst of all this guy comes up and grabs her. And when he grabs her, he's like tossing her around, so to calm down, I got your back. But he's slamming her around in this market. She's kicking over stenches, knocking over food. Fucked everything up. All types of crazy shit. So, I want to get my white co-host's opinion on the perception of black people in the community and, American society. Keegan.
Thank you, Jason. And I'd like to say that I'm very honored to be on this show. I'm here as a token white guy, and I wanted to bring this topic up because, Robert, you brought this up the other day, and I thought it would be a great opportunity to talk about the white perspective on black culture, since I am the only white person here, and I do surround myself predominantly around black people. I have my best friends are black, my partners are black.
Your dates are black?
My dates, I'm sorry, yes. But I get accused of being prejudiced and racist at times for some of the remarks that I make. Because
like my best friends are black.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing you can say.
It's okay, I sleep with them, so I can
Well, so does half the white population, but that still doesn't mean they're not racist.
Right.
Well, that's what you were saying, Keegan, about your perception of, or white people's perception of things like this.
Right, well, I was just saying, I don't understand why this woman would go out and do something like this. First of all, the people at the grocery store didn't know that this was a prank. And I think a lot of people who have viewed this video on YouTube aren't even aware that it was a prank, because if you read the comment sections, they're all pretty oblivious to the fact that it was a prank. But anyway, I don't understand why she would post or make a video like this, promulgating or just allowing an opportunity for white culture or any other culture to criticize black stereotypes, and it's just adding fuel to the fire.
Is anybody familiar with any of her other YouTube pranks?
I've never heard this one first.
There's a couple people out there who do like great pranking on YouTube. Quintab,
Yes.
which we were talking about at dinner the other night. I think she's from Philadelphia. But I think the real point of the matter is not necessarily why she's doing this to upset Black America and white America, but why is it a big fucking deal? We've got other problems, other huge problems that a prank is not number one on the list of problems in the black community. We got major issues, and pranking is not one of them. I mean, like, if I saw someone throwing, a woman's wig around in the supermarket, that's comedic. And who has not gone to the supermarket and ate some food for free?
I've never done
You a lie. You a lie.
And I'm a project manager, I've never done that.
You never ate a grape or candy from nowhere?
No.
You never took food from anywhere?
I haven't.
You've never taken anything from anywhere?
I have.
So,
The devil is a lie.
the devil is a liar. So, Julius, what is your take take on this thing, like black antics, so to speak, in public places? Unruly antics like that.
I mean, the video was a prank. Like you said, a lot of people didn't know it was a prank, but I'm the type of person, when I'm out, I kind of hate it, like if I'm around white people, let's just say I'm at the mall, and I hear a black person talking to their friend, and a white person is around, and they say, bitch, why the fuck, or, hey nigga, why? And I look at them and I kind of cringe, and I'm like, do you have to say that in front of them?
But you know, your piece
Not
of
saying
cute
that, not saying that. I mean, I guess it's no different than saying it's okay to call each other nigga in the car, but in front of white people we shouldn't. But I just feel like they're looking like, look just how ignorant these niggas are. You know what I mean? So,
Oh my God, really?
yes.
No.
So it's like I hate to hear someone talk.
No, I think I agree with him. I think a lot of people are going to use that as an excuse to say, well, this is how they are.
How is this any different than going on Funny or Die and seeing all the pranks, the little 2-year-old baby that they have cursing on Funny or Die, saying that I want my fucking money because she wants her rent money. It's a prank.
Or Jack.
Are white people really that fucking stupid? Like, I know that there's not a 2-year-old who's coming and knocking on people's door, collecting her money, collecting her coins.
Well, I don't know if it's necessarily to do with white people that are stupid. I think it's more so black people that are ignorant. You know, to be doing these things and giving stereotypes.
To do a prank.
Right.
Pranking is just ignorant.
So you feel
Before we jump into discussion, let's get the rest of you guys' opinions on this first. Marquise, because you heard Gail opinion quite vividly. Let's go to Marquise.
No, like I really don't give a fuck about any stereotypes. I don't care about what people think about me. Like I've always been, I've never given a fuck because it's me. Every individual is different. We can say we have white stereotypes and black stereotypes, but really at the end of the day, it's an individualized.
That's
Look, if you don't identify with that, then it shouldn't upset you.
Yeah.
It's like the word faggot. I don't identify with
I love
that
it,
word.
Marquise. Yeah.
It's not affected.
Zero.
So, Shiz, let's hear what you have to say about this.
Basically, I don't really care though because they gonna hate on me good or bad, regardless of the man though. Like, to be very honest though with you. But like, how do you get mad if a black woman or a black man do a prank? But you know, we got this Jackass show when they do a lot of crazy shit, and I mean, they don't get criticized, but as soon as a black person do something, it's like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Like, what the fuck?
I feel like white people do get criticized for that show. No, black people, they'll say white people do, and white people do the craziest shit.
And we do.
You never heard that? White people do the craziest
So
shit.
they get excused, but we can't do crazy shit.
Well,
No.
We black.
There you go. No, we can't.
We can't do shit.
here's what
All eyes are on you.
Here's what I think about
That's
that
true.
particular topic. Well, for one, Jackass is a known prankster type of show, first and foremost. Miss Muffin, no one knows that she's a known prankster. You know what I'm saying? She's a YouTube prankster.
But Jackass had to be
I mean,
known
but-
though. When
people
first
get in the
aired
midst
though.
of the action, in the midst of the prank.
But in the midst of the prank, no one knows that that's a prank. You know what I'm
Same
saying?
thing on
So they're
Jackass,
all
though. No one
Jackass.
knows.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows, but
When his mom would come home, she didn't even know that he was in the middle of a prank when he put dishwashing liquid and water all over her kitchen floor and had people like sailboating through her house. She didn't know anything.
Especially the man's father.
He almost had a damn heart attack. He
But
didn't know.
okay, so but even still, that show's televised. Miss Muffin isn't televised. She
You can
makes.
put YouTube on TV.
I mean, you can from your iPad and your iPhone, and just like you put my video on TV.
Here, it wasn't in social network and YouTube and everything else. Jackass had MTV.
But think about. Let's go aside from the television aspect. Let's bring in World Star Hip Hop to promote this video.
They are the
They
anti-Christ.
promote the trash of the black nation. You know what I'm saying? They put that video up there and said, "Badass kids, parent fell." So they didn't say this is a prank. They say badass kids, parent fell, and there's finally a video of this woman and her kids acting a goddamn fool in the
So
supermarket.
you feel like that's the issue, that they're promoting,
Whoever put that up,
giving
they
people a
can't-
chance to judge our race, our community without specifying that it's
Right, that's a prank.
Plus, just say
I mean, especially,
badass kids and bad mother versus parentheses, it should have been pranked, so it could have just been a key from the beginning.
right.
But that's a different issue, you guys. I mean, if we're going to talk about World Star Hip Hop and their antics, that's completely different than just this singular prank. World Star Hip Hop is notorious for putting up the degritude of the black community. And
because I hate that fucking website.
Freddie O is notorious for lying and making up stories, allegedly. So, you know, I mean, listen, it's a different thing. If we're going to talk about Miss Bunny or whatever her name is and her little pranks, that's one thing. But if we're going to talk about World Star Hip Hop, that's a completely different animal. And to attack World Star Hip Hop, now that's something that we can take them to task on, because quite frankly, World Star Hip Hop, I mean, isn't that where Lil Terrio got his start from? And there's nothing little about Terrio. But yes.
It looks so fucking harmful. It gives people that platform to have a little fat kid doing this dance, but he really looks a fucking fool.
But the whole thing is an embarrassment to us as a people.
It's a
The whole website?
No, not that website, but that performance that Miss Muffin gave. This woman.
Embarrassment, then she should use an Jamaican accent.
Right.
Jamaican.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. No one said anything.
Yeah, she
Oh, now I'm
portrayed.
upset.
No, she was.
She portrayed
I am
Hollywood.
livid.
She fucking with our people.
Oh,
You're Jamaican,
oh,
right?
no.
You're fucking party boy.
Well, no one said anything. Oh my God.
Yes, we'll let you watch the video. But you don't think that's an embarrassment? Not even just because it was announced a Jamaican accent, but just if you look at her skin tone aside from the accent or the voices. But I mean, because she had an accent, the kids had no accents. None.
Everybody knows, though, that a Jamaican mother would never let her children.
And that's what people said.
Exactly.
She would drag their asses out or beat their asses in
Oh, they
there.
would have gotten the speech before they got inside. If your ass even opened up your mouth to ask for one blood clot tick, I'm gonna kill
One
you
blood clot tick.
inside the super. Don't
You want
look at
me to
shit.
block out?
Don't move from the shopping cart. Bitch, you better be within a nose reach when I turn around. Don't look at no candy. Don't look at no fruit. Don't ask me for no magazine. No goddamn double man.
My mother used to
I'ma
do the
kill
same
you.
thing, but I
The
still
speech.
always got what I wanted.
So,
Well, that's why you didn't take anything from the supermarket.
You
You
know
don't
what
have a
this is?
food. You didn't live.
let me just get JC's opinion before we move on about this. Do you feel like this is an embarrassment to the black community or black culture in general?
Yeah, I personally believe that anything that's going to make us look bad is an embarrassment to us as a people. Not only that, but I also believe that those who watch this type of stuff, is a problem. You're part of the problem by tuning in and watching it and promoting it on your Facebook, Instagram page,
Right, and reposting
Twitter
it.
page, right, reposting that shit. So you're just as much of a problem. So if you're going to talk about what is embarrassment, you have to also include yourself that you too is a part of the embarrassment. So as a people, we have to do better as a people when it comes to subjects like this or topics like this or things of this nature. Because if we do not make ourselves look good, because like Keegan said, all odds is on us. All odds is on us because they expect us to fail. They expect us to look bad in front of the world. And as long as we continue to do these type of things, we will look
But
bad.
do you think that those pranks are our biggest issue?
Yes, I think today.
No.
Hold on, excuse me. I think today. Excuse me. Let me finish.
Here we go.
I think today.
Make excuse me, was gonna come
I
up
think
with it.
today. That is. Yes, we're a part of the problem. That is one of our biggest problems today.
Pranking.
Not only pranking, but we have a lot of other problems. But that is one of the problems. That has to be in the top 10.
What, knockout?
Time out.
There's a lot of things.
I don't. My attention was not to be focused at that it was a prank.
Right.
It's that. Let me use the analogy of the black woman on the subway station beating her kids in public and screaming and yelling at them, or the black woman walking down the street with a cell phone, screaming and yelling at her best friend or her husband or her baby daddy.
So basically, so you're saying that we don't have class.
I'm just saying those are the things that people see in public and say, oh,
And then that's
black
how
people
they
are
play
obnoxious,
stereotypes.
loud people.
Ignorant people.
Ignorant.
They're just disrespectful.
Yeah, but like I said, people are looking, and they're gonna use that. It's like, oh, that was dumb.
And I
That's
agree.
why people are.
And I agree. Yesterday we was at a diner. This was late last night, around like 4 a.m. We was at a diner. And the thing is that, two of my friends, they started getting in an argument. And I'm just like, chill. I know these people. These are white people. I'm like, chill. I know these people in this diner. But the thing is, like, all the white people looking, shaking their head, bowing their head, that's like looking down on us. You know what I mean? So if we're, as a people, if we continue to do this, I'm sorry. That's why I say yes. In front of white people, I say yes. I say no. But I want to change their perspective. To
Do you think you singularly can do that?
No, singularly I can't. But how I go one person at a time? You know, I believe that. I really believe that if I say yes, thank you, no, you know, be respectful and show that we do have manners as a race. You know, I think that will begin to change things.
Right, and we talk about it every time we go out somewhere.
Right.
But in closing, I do believe that a lot of, not all of us, but a lot of black people live up to those stereotypes to paint this picture of being hardcore or being overtly masculine or being the type of people to be feared. And we don't have to be feared, we're feared already because we're large in number. So if you possess that knowledge and that power and present that in the forefront, they will fear you no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Or even they will respect you. Even when you about fear, they will respect you more if you presented yourself a certain way and not as that stereotype.
No, they wouldn't. It's an individually based situation. Not every white person is going to respect me because I'm well spoken and I'm not beating my kids on the train. Not every black person who is having a loud conversation on the street is to be thought of as ignorant. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's an individual situation. I don't know what you're going through that day. I could be, Jason has a vibrato in his voice that causes it to be loud. When I'm walking, if I didn't know you,
You know what?
But-
Don't love me next today, okay?
sometimes you do, but anyway.
Just got you wet.
So anyways, the point is that it's an individualized situation. And I don't think that one prank or what have you, because, you know, two dumb girls or whatever that show is on CBS doesn't.
Two broke girls.
Two broke girls, about two broke white girls who tramp their way around the city or whatever. It doesn't make me have a generalized opinion on white women. You know, Minty's project doesn't have me having a generalized opinion on Indian women. You know what I mean? So it's very individualized, and I think to anyone who's going to lump a group of people together based on race and then their particular behavior at one given point in time without knowing the entire story, they're stupid anyway.
But it happens.
It does happen, and,
I mean,
it's unfair and it's unfortunate, but you know what? I can't judge you based off of
5 minutes.
5 minutes, because that's not enough.
Only take a second.
So, I mean,
First impression.
Right. First
so
impressions, I think.
moving
And your
forward,
impression is
because we can talk about this all goddamn day long, because
We'll bring it up in another story.
another day when it comes up again, because it will come up again. But let's move forward with the Houstons. I did Julie's hands, the Houstons. So Bobbi Kristina has just married to Nick Gordon, who has been rumored as her adopted brother, but he is not her adopted brother. Whitney took care of her from the age of 12, correct?
Correct. Whitney took him in because his mother couldn't take care of him. Somehow she knew of the family and she took him in and she said that he was like a son to her. So that's what kind of got everyone all shook up with him and Bobbi Kristina announced the engagement back in 2012 because Whitney had said that he was like a son.
And Sissy did not approve.
Correct. Mama said she did not
but she
approve.
has since changed her mind, no?
Yes, she
According
has.
to Bobbi Kristina.
According to Bobbi Kristina, but Sissy released a statement saying that she does not approve.
Okay.
Dun, 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 dun.
Right. Cue the music. So,
But I just read an article yesterday, and Bobbi Kristina said that her grandmother approved.
Yeah,
Bobbi
but she
Kristina
since released a statement saying that she doesn't.
But I mean, I feel like everyone was going off saying that she married her brother. He's not her brother. Whitney Houston didn't adopt him.
And she did adopt him.
And
either way.
correct. Either way, and then people thought that he was just trying to be with Bobbi Kristina to get money. Whitney Houston did not put him on the will, and Bobbi Kristina's not even getting anything until she turns 30 that she's inheriting.
oh, that's right. Whitney.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's all in
Correct.
the
So
name of
that's-
Sissy, no?
Nick-
And that Sissy can, she's the executor
Of the estate.
of the estate. Mhm.
Correct. So Bobbi Kristina Gordon now, she's married, she's happy, and there it is.
And she said there's gonna be a huge, she said, don't get it twisted if you don't think there's gonna be a huge ceremony in 214. That's what she said.
Oh my God.
Did she?
She did. She said, don't
So-
get it twisted.
Let me just, I mean, So everybody, like, we're just okay, are we okay with the fact that she married this boy? Or do we even care?
I don't care.
I don't care.
I don't care.
It's Bobbi Kristina.
Well, let me pull
Who
this
cares
up.
about Bobbi
Well,
Kristina?
wait.
I care.
The daughter of the legendary
Right, she's-
Nippy.
The daughter.
Correct.
Yes, but she's
going to carry on her legacy. We're hoping that forehead is going to sing like her mother did.
Say something. Bobbi Kristina, if you're listening to this show,
Forehead.
forgive me. But she has no voice,
Yes.
no talent.
No looks.
Yes.
Let me say something.
she did an
And thank you.
episode
No
of the
looks.
Tyler Perry show.
She's
She was
short.
really good.
Wait. She pulled that gap together. She
Did
pulled
she?
a bang. No, if she gets that gap closed, she gets a bang.
Gets a nose job.
Yeah, she gets
Don't
a
do
bang.
it.
But she looks like
Bobby.
No, I mean, she looks like a hybrid.
She's
You
a
would
drag
say-
queen.
If you were to say,
We're getting off subject because we're talking about how she looks and how she looks.
Oh.
She's a very attractive young lady.
is she?
I think she is.
I think not.
I think she is. You have to think about the fact that when she was growing up, she was slightly overweight. And you know, people didn't really see it for her. And then, like, she went away and she smoked some cigarettes and she came back and she was felt. She was beat to the gods. I mean, yes, her gap teeth. Listen, there are huge supermodels who have gap teeth. Tyra Banks made a living off of being beautiful with her 5 head, not 4 head.
that might be a head.
Hello, Rihanna. We all praise the ground that Rihanna shits on.
No, you do.
And her.
No.
You know what? You're right. I love Rihanna, but I'm sure if you heard her singing her ditty at some little party, you know, you would want to turn up a little bit.
Jason? Imagine.
You shimmy to
So,
Rihanna.
I don't shimmy to
Jumping
Rihanna.
back on the
Oh
topic
yeah,
about,
that one. Please don't stop. You said.
See?
I go.
I think what the bigger issue is again, American perception or the people's perception of this
Her
so-called,
marrying her brother.
her marrying her so-called brother or them being raised as siblings. But it was also stated that when he said, according to Bobbi Kristina, that they were going to start dating. She knew they were going to start dating.
Correct.
So it's almost as if her mother approved of this sham of a marriage.
And he wasn't in the family at them being 2, 3, 4, and 5.
All right, he came in at 12.
He came in at 12.
When puberty hit.
Correct. So he came in at 12 when puberty hit. So they basically started having sex at 13, 14, 15.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
They did not lose in under Winnie's Castle.
I mean, you guys are making this more salacious than it possibly is.
Right.
Because you guys have them knocking boots at 13,
13
14.
years old.
I mean, for the love
Only
of
black kids.
for the love
Black
of
kids have babies.
Black kids
But
had
you know what? MTV's Teen Mom had a majority white cast. So let's not get it twisted. They had a majority white cast.
16 and pregnant.
Right,
Trailer
right.
Park
So,
Girls.
and they busted wide open. at
Per
the
capita, it's lots more.
But
Traffic.
the point is though, is that, you know, do we, Johnny Q Public, think that it's okay that she married this guy that was living in her house, that was kind of her brother in all intents and purposes? We all have some sort of person who grew up with us that isn't bloodline related to us, or isn't our brother or sister, but our parents might have been involved. Maybe not you,
I mean,
because
y'all
maybe-
have cousins that are your neighbors. How many people? My black friends have cousins that is not blood related.
Right,
But
right.
y'all family.
Right. Well, once you marry into that black family that you're dreaming of, you too will have your black relatives that are not relatives.
But Bobbi Kristina should be the one kicking herself in the ass because the only reason that we say brother is because of her. A few years ago, she said that he's like a brother.
Like a brother.
Correct. She said he's like a brother.
Like.
If she never said that, we would have never had in our heads that that's her brother.
So
It's still in my head because there's no blood. And as long as there's no blood, they're not brothers and sisters.
Right, it sounds a bit creepy.
So he can fuck her.
when you think about it,
They get married. Who cares?
but
You know?
would any of you sitting right here on this panel sleep with someone you consider to be like a brother or like a sister?
Wait a minute. Were they raised in, like, did my mother have a hand in
I mean,
raising
let's just
them?
say it was, you know, even if it wasn't your mother had a hand in raising them, but it was someone you grew up with. You know, maybe a child, a neighborhood friend, or
You like the girl,
someone who's
or like the girl across the street.
That's different. That's
But you know, you hung out, you did, you know.
That's different,
let's-
though.
let's-
That's different. That's different.
Okay, so let's put it in your mother's house, like Bobbi Kristina and Nick. If it was in your mother's house and it was like a brother or a sister, would you give them the good?
She can get it. She can get it.
You nasty.
I'm not nasty.
Well, we don't
She
even-
gonna get the dick.
Oh! I take it doesn't take much to get it.
You gonna be
But
She's calling you loose as a news. Okay? Now, so, I mean, we generally don't give a flying fuck about this situation, correct?
No, I don't.
So, and that's talking about what you sorry, no one cares about your marriage to Nick Gordon. We're going to move forward and get off of you and your late marriage and move forward to, this, Rick Ross just won a lawsuit.
now this is something
William
that
Leonard
should be
Roberts.
up in arms.
And William Leonard Roberts just won his lawsuit against the most notorious drug lord, Freeway Ricky Ross of LA. And he won this lawsuit, but he used someone else's name.
Well, what was
to-
the lawsuit about?
Just the use of the name Rick Ross in the persona. Fat ass William Leonard Roberts,
correctional officer.
was a correctional officer.
You guys are really going hard.
I mean, truth be told, so be true. Rick Ross is not, his name should have been Willie Rob or some bullshit.
Your rap career is a whole gimmick. You're rapping about another man's life.
He didn't really, basically, Rick Ross ain't about the life.
As far as we know.
As far as we know.
It's mules and
But
CEOs
he
though.
knows how to act
We
like
don't
he's
know.
about that life. This
Right.
is
That's all that
entertainment.
matters.
This is entertainment.
It is.
So,
I mean,
All of these singers.
you gotta know that we've been sold a bunch of lies when it comes to entertainers.
Beyonce.
Especially
But Rick
hip hop
Ross was
artists. And how deep their bad boy images go.
Who's this?
No, I'm just saying in
Like,
general,
artists in
like I
general.
think the public has been sold quite a bit of lies as far as hip hop artists and the persona that they present and how much we buy into it.
Right.
You know, I will say this, I'm not a huge fan of hip hop in general, but Rick Ross is not the first hip hop artist to use a notorious drug dealer's name in terms of boosting his persona. He
It's
isn't.
not about that though. I think it's more paying homage because he's not really, Freeway paid homage when he used Freeway Ricky. He went up there, met him, and gave him a couple dollars like, you know what, I did use your name, whatever.
Right.
What Rick Ross is doing, he's just making money, ain't showing no love.
Like he should pay,
I mean,
he should pay homage to the
Nobody
legends.
knows who Rick Ross was
To the
without
legends.
the original Rick Ross story.
Truth be told,
Well, maybe he's just
Until-
still up and coming and he's not legendary or something.
within the past 4 months, I knew nothing of the drug dealer Rick Ross until I didn't know of his history. And so I studied him for 3 or 4 months.
Okay.
But I didn't know nothing of this, or even more so until the scandal came about of him using that name. I was like, oh, he's a fat motherfucker selling maybe he raps. That's what I thought of Rick Ross when he was introduced to the music scene, and so the scandal came out. So, I mean, I guess it depends on how much you are into hip hop culture
Like
to
he
know
said, people
about
know who Rick Ross was. 8% of his fans knew who Rick Ross was.
I mean, because they about that life. I'm not about that life. I'm very classy, very trade chic type of thing going on. But, I mean, I think the bigger issue is,
Oh, sorry, I'm
pretty
sorry.
much,
I'm sorry.
I think the bigger issue is not just Rick Ross taking Freeway Ricky Ross's name, but artists in general studying the persona of other people or the music of other people, or just the artistic balance that makes someone else's career. And make their own. I said it before. I said it on Instagram. I love Beyonce down, but she's not original. Rick Ross is not original in the sense that he's living a life that may be composed of a lie.
Who
So-
isn't?
Who?
Who isn't living a life that's composed of a lie?
My life is silent. But I think I more so want your opinions on that, just generally taking someone else's life or persona or image.
And does whatever she needs to do. She has to be the other woman. She can be powerful, she can be beautiful, she can be everything. She just can't be married.
So you're saying that you feel a type of way?
I do
you
feel
it's a negative portrayal?
you know what? I do feel a type of way because you know what I'm starting to see is that here are these two successful television shows, and the idea, the unspoken about it is these two women who are powerful, who are beautiful, who got it going on, just can't be married. She's got to be the side piece. And is that what we're pumping and pressing in Hollywood now? Black women they make for an excellent side piece?
But some black women out here. But some black women out here love to be side piece though sometimes.
Oh, that is a lie. What black woman told you that?
Because like, you know, because the responsibilities they have as a man, they like to have that power. Sometimes women gotta let go of them pants and put on the skirt and be a woman.
Where's the power in being the other woman?
So what you're saying to me is that black women is too aggressive?
Somewhat.
Interesting.
Wait, hold on.
Really?
Wait. Let's get the younger perspective on this issue. Let's get the younger perspective.
I'll
So
cheers
let's
to
get,
you.
no, we will talk about that later. Let's get the younger perspective on this issue. Let's hear from Marquise on the other woman or women of power being the side chicks.
Make it good.
Make it juicy, make it wet.
Spit on it.
Oh,
We took a little
I feel like for TV, weird relationships always make for good TV. Like Scandal, where it's like she's not the man. I feel like people are going to be drawn to that. People are always drawn to weird relationships, whether it's like incest or just like some
Incest.
right, you see my face?
Not incest.
that type of shit. It draws ratings. That's what they're looking for. Beautiful black women. That's going to draw ratings. They know they can get the black crowd as well as the white crowd. So
Wait, but TV is supposed to be an escape. So you live out your fantasy through TV. You're
So
at
is that what
home.
Hollywood is saying their fantasy is that the black woman is the side piece?
They are.
Maybe, but I don't feel like we should always look to say, oh, like, here go another show showing this black woman doing this. We don't have any
So it's
positive
not
black
race
women.
thing in your-
I don't think it should be because like there wasn't an issue. I don't feel like white women were saying anything when Carrie and Mr. Big, when he was with Natasha, she was the side
Because they
piece.
are used to being the side pieces. What?
Has anyone ever been a side piece? I have.
Honey.
That's what happens when you deal with black people. But I mean, I think more realistically is what the issue is that, and we've talked about this before, Gail, was that the higher black men climb up the ladder, the lesser it is to find a man of quality.
Her pool becomes very small.
Right, her pool becomes
For
small.
a black woman to find a black man.
A black man of quality.
Okay.
That is a good correction. Thank you, Keith.
Yes. So I mean, I agree. It's very true that the higher a black woman who's heterosexual climbs up the ladder, or even homosexual. I don't know about homosexual statistics, but as the higher she climbs up the ladder, it becomes harder to find a black man of quality. So she either has to revert to the man at the lower of the totem pole or find a white man, which is what we see in Scandal. There aren't many men on Olivia Pope's Olivia Pope's college besides her
The
father.
guy that looks like Moesha's father he was coming for her. And he wanted to be
send us up. But when you think about it, like she just felt like she wouldn't open up to him. But instead she gave herself to this married man with kids.
I know, but he made that house for her.
she just want to be a side chick. She want to be a side chick.
She likes the side. She like Olivia Pope likes the side.
There's other people around her.
But I don't think it's not about her liking the side dick, it's that love. She is in love.
It's more
He is
so.
in love with her.
And she's comfortable.
Right, it's more so that she probably never had a father figure in her life, and she wants
She did.
some-
She did.
I don't know.
She was raised
I don't know.
with her father
Let's not
because
talk
her
about
father
her.
sent her
Let's talk
money.
about how with a side chick. They probably never had a father figure, they want just love. Go.
I don't necessarily, well, I was raised with my dad.
Okay.
And this is not about me.
Okay, I'm just asking.
Like, is that, I couldn't tell you because I haven't lived that life, so we would have to ask. The opinion
Have you
of
ever been a side chick?
Well, I'm not
I think
comfortable with
you
talking about my personal life, but I will say this.
Said.
No, side chick. It's a wretched thing, and no one should ever have to go through that. But I'm not saying that I did. I'm just saying that if I did, that's how I would feel.
So, I mean, I think it's very obvious that, again, this leads to black culture. This is what women of power are limited to in black culture, is that our black men haven't amounted to much, or the majority of us haven't amounted to much.
Well,
So, I mean, there are very few of us who are on that ladder. It is a little bit harder for us. It's a little bit easier for a woman to climb that scale than it is for a man. But that doesn't mean that we cannot do it.
It's a power issue too.
Yeah, I mean,
how so, Shiz? How so?
Because the guy has the power, like he has that control, like over a married woman. He has that structure. He brings that manly alpha figure feeling. So the girl, of course, she's gonna feel attracted to that and want that because another guy's
Because she wants, because girls love assholes.
I'm attracted to that.
Girls love assholes.
I know a lot of black women who are successful and have careers, and they date these fucking losers who are pushing dope and marijuana. I think that's extreme, but you know, no job having, sitting on the stoop at 1 o'clock in the afternoon on a Tuesday afternoon.
Where do you live?
Wait, you're saying
Philadelphia. But I'm saying, they lowered their standards and they get stuck with these guys who can't provide for them. They're out there, they're texting other girls at 3 o'clock in the morning. You know, they're cheating, they're creeping.
What about STDs?
Oh, bitch.
illegitimate children and other babies.
Okay.
Wayne,
Well, let's just agree.
Dwayne
I mean, we can get.
But we all do it. I do it.
Okay.
We do what?
I think, well,
You look.
I am a black woman inside. I am.
Yes.
Do it.
Yes.
Okay, Nikki.
Girl, we are all waiting to.
We're
say
attracted to that masculine thug. I am. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, I'm not attracted to the masculine thug, but I would like someone who was on my social and economic and spiritual level. Now, that does become harder. I mean, I remember being in college and black women outnumbered black men in our freshman year, something like 7-1. And the black men that were there on athletic scholarships and couldn't make it past their freshman year, most of them, because they failed.
Football.
7-1.
It's true. It's true. So, you know, I mean, the pool does get smaller, but, you know, bringing it back to what we are kind of, what we're glorifying on television, I think the main thing, though, is I don't necessarily like to make it a black and white thing about television because, to be honest with you, it's good TV regardless.
Right,
I love both shows, and I'm not going to stop supporting them. But I do notice that that is a thing. Like, that's becoming the new it formula for Hollywood. And anyone who follows entertainment knows that once you find, whether it's in music, television, or movies, once a formula is found that seems to work, they're going to glorify it and push it on the public that much more. So the new formula is the black woman who is the other woman. And I just don't want that to become a thing.
Now, the writer from Being Mary Jane, is she black or?
Mara Brock Akil.
Oh my God, yes.
Who
Who wrote Sparkle?
Girlfriends.
And Girlfriends?
Yes.
Okay, so she's a black writer.
Yes.
And then the writer for Scandal is also black.
Shonda Rhimes.
So
Yes.
they're writing from what they know.
I don't necessarily know that because Mara Brock Akil,
Wait,
her
Paul,
husband
you
is.
didn't know that the writer for Scandal was black.
I thought she was white.
She's black.
No, she's black.
Shonda?
And she's also the writer for.
So you want to
Yeah.
stereotype names?
Shonda or
Because her name is Shonda, she's gonna be black?
Yeah.
Okay, Ladasha.
Well, I mean, she also wrote for Grey's Anatomy
Yeah.
and The Practice, Private Practice, or whatever.
So she does white writing too.
No,
So-
white writing. She's just a great writer.
But I mean,
She's a great writer.
if you, Mark Rockett has stated that she likes to write black women of power.
She does, but her husband is also a producer, so I know
Yeah,
she's
yeah,
not.
yeah.
If she is writing from a place
Is
of
he white?
experience, no, he's not. His name is Salim Akil, and I know that if she is writing from if she's writing from a place of experience, I take it that it's not her current experience because she's married.
Right. Maybe it's of knowledge, so to speak.
Well, listen, I don't know if anyone has lived unless they've gone through love that was, not unrequited in the sense of that person didn't love you back, but unrequited in the sense of that person's space was already taken. So you have not lived and had love until you've had that kind of love.
And that's when you become the side piece.
Oh. Ow. So, let's,
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know.
let's move forward and end with our closing topic within our last 10 minutes, being live on air, but this will be a further recording for YouTube, for you guys to watch if you're listening.
The after show.
The after show, the turn up. Let's jump into Shiz's topic, which is you meet someone at the club or Instagram or Facebook or any other social networking app or dating app, like, for example, Jack or Grindr or eHarmony or but you expect these people to change.
I heard tops.
Anyway, moving forward. So you meet these people on these social networking sites and you try to build a relationship with them. And you expect them to change. But when they don't change, you get upset, you get your feelings, and you wanna go off and act a goddamn fool and all belligerent.
Stitches in their forehead, a la Evelyn Lasagna and Chad Cinco.
Hello.
Ocho. Ken, whatever they want to be.
Right.
Because they met on Twitter. And you see how well that works.
I know that.
So, let's jump into
You
that.
know what I'm saying?
Especially because you brought up shit, I want to hear what you think about that first.
This is basically like, I just want to understand people, it's like you're setting yourself up. Like, if you're going to go out and find somebody at 3 o'clock in the morning, that's going to be a 3 o'clock man for you.
On social media.
Social media, in the club, real life, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Sometimes you got to pick your poison out here in this world. You can't just expect to go in a bar and find your mate at all in this day and age. This is not 1960s or 70s. It's 2014 where shit is just alright right now.
So where are you supposed to take the 5 people?
Normal places we were,
Grocery stores.
Exactly.
Your normal places.
But he
Our
can still be a 3 o'clock man, you just don't know it yet.
Because he's out shopping for his 3
But see, the thing is, we get hooked into
hopefully to a different line of sinkers.
right. We get hooked into these internet personas or that club boy. When he's a club boy, I mean, he brought up like a booty, you know what I'm saying?
Is this a boy with a
Like,
Y or a boy with an I?
Right.
either or. Either or. You know what I'm saying?
Is it the boys or the boy?
Yeah, I mean, it could be the boy or the boys. Either one. But, you know what I'm saying? We meet, well, not we, but in this day and age, there is nothing but social networking sites. And, now that Instagram has DM, everyone with him. I'm pretty sure you got dick pic, titty pic, coochie pic, ass pic, right, a twerking DM, mother turned up in your inbox. So, you done got comfortable and you think you know this person from their Instagram persona.
You know what's so sad though? So here it is, these social media websites and all this internet stuff, and all that stuff was made to bring the world closer together. When in fact, it's just pushing us further apart from each other. Because I can be this name, this faceless name, behind a computer or behind my phone. You never, I can tell you that I am, however tall and I look like this and whatever the case is. It is all about appearance. I'll show you more in a minute.
With 100,000 followers.
But it's true though. It's the internet was really made to bring us together, and it's totally pushing us apart. So no longer am I comfortable in going and meeting people places and getting to know people. I want to sit behind my computer, and then hopefully Christian Mingle will, filter all the bad people out, the pedophiles and the freaks and the gays and everybody.
So you're gonna filter out the pedophiles,
everybody,
the gays, and Christian.
For $24.95 for 6 months.
Christian, me.
Yeah. I mean, not that I know, I never tried it, but I'm just saying it like
Which is
that's what they
Christian
say. That's what fact of the matter
You heard it here
is
first.
those things that are supposed to bring us closer together are pushing us further apart. And we are not reliant anymore on our actual social human being skills.
Right.
And that, you know, when you come face to face with someone that you meet, you kind of pick up on things intuitively. And you're like, he might be a little bit of a freak because he's wearing his church shoes and his his socks and his weird pants. And, you know, but I'm seeing this beautiful picture on social media and he looks great and what have you.
I like posting good pictures.
Yeah, it's called the MySpace shot.
Selfie.
Okay.
Look,
If I-
listen,
that's right. In the next
Marquise
video-
knows about it. Marquise posts all the
Kings.
How much time do we have left before? Because we're going to keep talking. This just might be if we're radio right now. So we have 7 minutes to carry on about this. So I mean, let's just go ham on this topic because this is our reality right now. We don't have what we do have, but no one utilizes.
Well,
the natural.
does anyone feel like the use of those kind of, like, using those social media outlets to meet people is a bad thing?
Yes.
Yes.
Every person I have met on Instagram or Twitter or whatever, I don't do anything else that has to do with sex. I just do basic.
Oh, you want to
Social-
put that in there?
Yeah, I just do the very collegiate Christian way of social networking.
Oh, yes. Don't start, don't
I'm not,
start.
y'all keep going to
Just
Christian
don't
thing, I'm
start,
directly
don't start.
You know, so we're attacking it.
So, I only have an Instagram, I don't have a Facebook or Twitter. I don't use my Twitter.
What's Twitter?
But anybody I've met from those sites, it was only about one thing.
How about, let
Sex.
me ask you a question.
It's
Let me
sad.
ask you a question. What about if you've seen someone out, you had a conversation, but you carry that conversation to social networking? Is that a problem? Because I have done that.
No.
We're like,
Right.
Wait, I'm confused. You only talk on social
Follow
network?
up.
Right, you follow.
But your introduction was
You met someone
face to
first and then
face.
followed up via social.
I mean, a follow-up is
Can I
not,
exchange numbers?
a follow-up is not a
That's
problem.
stalking.
It's
Your
when,
introduction.
That is stalking.
if you met in
Well, I'm
person,
guilty.
let's say you met by chance in person, and then you, for whatever reason, you didn't get that person's number or whatever, and so after you're scrolling through your eyes, you're like, oh, I followed
There's
this
too many
person.
people around. It could have been too
I mean,
many
it
people
could be
around.
whatever reason,
Right.
but you follow them on social networking. That's not a problem. But it's when, I mean, it depends where it goes after that, whether or not it becomes a problem. But if you're Insta stalking or twatching or whatever, Facebook,
That
or-
sounds like some sort of
You
vagina.
know the
problem.
conversation where you're
It's
from.
twatching,
what's
it's
your age,
twatching.
you
when
can
your
always
birthday,
go to
what's your
conversation,
sign.
but networking,
You got-
personal networking through these sites isn't beneficial.
But the thing is, what do you expect when you go on these, to Shiz's point, what do you expect to happen when you go on these network sites and you meet someone? Do you guys expect to have like this long fucking lasting relationship that's
Hell
going to
no.
be built
No.
on honesty and beautifulness and values, not Christian values, just values?
Just values.
Just values. Is that what's supposed to happen?
See,
I mean,
I look at, like what Shiz was saying, you can't expect to meet someone that you're gonna be with or end up with at the club. I don't look at it that way. I
For
look at
what? If you meet somebody at the club, it's for what?
Cheating. Fuck.
Or cheating.
Sleep.
Thank you.
That's
Either
it.
cheating or you fucking.
not
or
necessarily.
dancing, can't we just do
Because
it?
when you go to the club,
Can we
when
just dance and have a good time? And
I mean, I'm a married man now.
Clubs are for single people.
Yes, flash that right for the camera.
I'm a married man now. I met my husband at the club. But when I was single,
You don't think you're gonna lose them at the club?
no, I don't.
Interesting.
Because just like me, you know, like there are like, okay, how I looked at it is I'm going to the club. I wasn't going out to the club to meet ladies. When I go out, I want to hear whatever song that's out that's new that I'm feeling, and I want to get drunk and I want to have a good time.
That
you want to show
Like
everybody what
Kanye.
you're working with?
No. When I was going to the club before, it was never about going to meet a dude. For me, never.
You were just going to have a good time.
Correct. So if I meet someone at a club, in my head, I'm meeting you, I want to know who you are, we might text. Before, I want to get to know you as a person. I'm not in my head just thinking, oh, I gave people the benefit of the doubt that you're not a whore, that you're here everywhere, you're not
But
going
is
with
the club
someone.
the problem though? I mean, couldn't you meet someone at the supermarket and they'd be a
Walking down the
total
street.
fucking asshole?
But I think
Coffee shop.
if you meet someone at the supermarket, there's a different like vibe that you get off.
Yeah.
Like if you
Depending on if you're in frozen foods or
I mean, maybe
like, what the
your
fuck?
pussy might be a little cold, that's why you're warming up, you might want to fuck right there. But, you know, versus versus, you know, you meet somebody at the grocery store versus the club, your intentions aren't the same. You know, at the grocery store, I'm sure you ever had 5 or 6 drinks. You ever pop your pussy on broccoli.
And that's the one.
I'm not popping my pussy anywhere at the club, on the social network, and or the supermarket. Act like a lady.
When I go to the club, me and my brothers or whoever I'm going out with, we be like, yeah, we going out tonight. We gonna turn up. We gonna get some.
What does that mean?
Turn up.
Yes, what does that mean? When you get to the club and you say, me and my bros are gonna turn up, what do you mean? You're gonna find some pussy?
Yes.
Oh.
You gonna find some Zach?
Yes, we try to get some numbers, and then we can't fuck the day, then we gonna fuck the laundromat.
Oh! What are you talking to laundromat?
Is this really a mindset?
This is the mindset.
But let me just ask you a question. When you go to the supermarket and you just so happen to see an attractive woman, are you not in that same mindset? Like you're not thinking, I wonder if I can smash. I wonder if she'll let me smash.
That will cross my mind.
Okay, so then it doesn't fucking matter. I rest my case.
No, it's a different mindset, though.
Marquise,
Yeah, because he came to get milk and eggs, but he still wants to know if he can smash.
he's also 12 years old.
Thanks about fucking every 10 seconds. Like, so.
No, I don't.
Well.
I didn't beat my. Moving forward, I'd like to, thank you all for tuning into the Let's Talk Shit show, and you will hear us talk shit again for sure. But I hope you all had a great time and a good listen, and feel free to follow us on Instagram at Let's Talk Shit Show. Follow us on YouTube and subscribe and like our Meet the Cats video, and pretty soon if you want to hear this shit again,
And
it will be posted. Oh, also on Facebook at
Let's Talk Shit Show.
And Twitter.
and Twitter at Let's Talk Shit Show.
I'm noticing a theme. Let's talk shit.
Right. So let's talk shit, and let's talk some more shit, and you're gonna hear us talk some more shit about bullshit that's going on in this motherfucking world today.
So I'll do shit.
Right. So if your black ass going listening to this shit,
And your white
ass, and your Asians, and everything else,
Yes, and
but
your
they
white